Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be teaching y'all how to start a clothing brand easiest way in 2024. So my brand is Lost World Studios, based out of Harford County, Maryland. Have about, I think it's 3,000 on Instagram, maybe close to 2,000 on TikTok. So I'm going to get y'all right this video. I'm going to give you all the tips, things I did, things I didn't, things I would do if I started today. And I'm just gonna give y'all some tips how to start it up. First thing when starting your brand, you want to come up with a name that's unique and something that has a meaning behind it, because you don't want to just pick a name just because everybody else has a brand that sounds like that when the whole time you don't have a meaning behind it. It's going to be hard for your customers to engage with your content. They're just buying the clothes because it looks good. You want them to buy it, yes, because it looks good, but also because of the meaning behind it and the value the piece brings. So after you got your name and your meaning for your brand, that's when you want to get a logo made. Either you can design it, some of the apps that are, I would say the best app to start out if you have an iPad, or you can also do it on your phone, but it's way easier on the iPad, is Procreate. It's real easy to use when you're just starting out. It's not that difficult. You can learn as you're going. If you'd rather work on a computer, you could use Adobe Illustrator, or you could use Photoshop. But you could also use Photopea. You just gotta type it in. It's the same thing as Photoshop, but it's free. You can save your stuff all on that same thing. If you'd rather go a different route and have somebody make your logo, you can go on like Etsy, sites like that, but you can also go on Instagram. Make sure it's a reliable person and they have reviews and stuff, but you can get it done pretty cheap on there depending on what you're really trying to get. I would recommend getting 2 logos made, so you're not just using the same thing, but you also want, when people come across your brand, to see your logo and put the name to the logo. So after you got your meaning behind your brand, the name of your brand, and your logo, that's when you want to go make your socials, make an Instagram, make a TikTok. That's when you want to start, put your logo on there, obviously, and that's when you want to start marketing a little bit, putting it out there that you have a brand, but don't market any clothes yet because you're not at that point yet. So after you got that started up, that's when you would want to start designing. If you want to design on your own, like I said, same way you made logos, you can make mock-ups on Photoshop, all that, Procreate, whichever you choose. Alright, so after that, that's when you want to get a mock-up done. Think, brainstorm what you're looking for. If you want to go the route of designing it, like I said, Photoshop, Procreate, whichever one you want to use. That's when, if you're making it yourself, I recommend going on the brandbible.us. They have tons of free mock-ups, shirts, tees, hoodies, pants, all that, hats, whatever you need. Get that, download the file, upload it into Photoshop, Procreate, whichever, and that's when start getting your creative flow going. Start working, figuring out just how to really use the apps and mess around with it. You're not going to get your first product that you're ever going to sell your first time trying to design a shirt. It just doesn't work like that. You want to just keep trying new things. Think what people like, think what you like, because that's the main thing about having a brand. You don't want to just put something out because everybody else likes it. If you don't like what you're putting out, you shouldn't have a brand. You shouldn't be dropping that piece. If you don't feel like making a mock-up yourself, or you feel like designing, that's not your thing, you can always go on Instagram. There's a lot of design people. Someone will have pre-made designs where you could buy them for a certain price they already have. They'll just change the name on it. Or a lot of them have open commission where you DM them, tell them what you want on the shirt. But you got to be careful with that because a lot of them will try to scam you. So make sure, if they tell you to use PayPal, do not pay through friends and family. Pay through goods and services. You'll learn that the hard way, trust me. So after you have your mock-up, complete final mock-up, that's when you want to find a manufacturer to make a sample. Yes, you can make it on your own if you have a heat press, if you learn to screen print. But trust me, I started making out my clothes in the beginning of my brand. You don't want to do that. It's a lot of work, yes, but the money you put into buying the stuff to make your own stuff, I'm gonna teach you how to use the same amount of money that you use at making at home to getting a good manufacturer, a fast manufacturer, and it's gonna save you a whole bunch of stress throughout the process. All right, so when you're looking for a manufacturer, go on Alibaba.com or download the app, create an account, put your name, address. It's just gonna ask you for simple stuff like that. And then when you log in, it's gonna be tons of manufacturers. You can just scroll and scroll and scroll, find whichever manufacturer you like. But there's also certain things you have to look out on Alibaba. You gotta first see, do they have trade insurance? Trade insurance is where if they mess your product up or something happens, they scam you or don't send your product in the time that they promised, you can get your money back, and it's an easier process. If they don't have trade insurance, Alibaba can't do nothing with the money you had sent them. All right, so after you go on Alibaba and you're scrolling, make sure they have trade insurance. You also want to check the MOQ. MOQ is the minimum quantity you can order of that piece. So if you're just starting out, I don't recommend looking for manufacturers that have 100 MOQ. You're not going to be able to cover that. And a lot of them, they won't budge with you. If the minimum is that's what the minimum is. So I recommend, if you're just starting out, find a manufacturer that has a minimum, a good minimum for just starting out. You can find anywhere from 10, 25. All right, so after you see that they had trade insurance and that the MOQ fits what your brand is looking for, that's when you want to text them about 3 questions. You want to ask them, how long is production time? How long is shipping time? And how long is production time and shipping time for a sample if I buy a sample? And how much will that sample be? A lot of manufacturers, just get it out your head now, if you want a good sample, you're probably not going to get it for free. I know you see some of these big brands talking about, yeah, they don't pay for samples. Yeah. You also got to think them brands have paid probably 5-6 figures of product just going straight to the manufacturer. You just starting out, having no business with that manufacturer. They have no trust in you. You're new to the whole thing. All right, so once you text the manufacturer about the production time, shipping time, and about the sample, if the production time and shipping time fits what you're looking for your brand, you ask them about a sample. You ask them, how much is the sample? How fast can the sample be done? Do you have these materials that I'm looking for? If you're going for a T, I recommend DTG, screen print. That's what I normally stay around. I haven't really tried too much different printing on a T. Hoodie, you know, you got the puff print, screen print. I wouldn't go DTG on a hoodie. It's not, I really don't like that. But if that fits what you're looking for, that's also an option. A lot of them had the rhinestones. I know that's been coming back recently. You want to ask them, another question you want to ask your manufacturer for your product is, what's the GSM they can make the product in? GSM is how heavy the garment is. So if it's a real low GSM, you're going to be getting a real thin tee. You're not going to like it thin. A lot of them, they'll allow you to send a custom size chart. That's what I do, because I already know previously from other drops how I like my tees. All right, so when you're ordering a sample, you don't want to rush them, because I know you want your sample done fast, but trust me, you would rather them get it done right the first time than having to keep going back for another sample, another sample, another sample. 1, money adds up that way. 2, I know you're eager to drop. You want to show your customers the final product. You don't want to show them a messed up product. I get it. Just let them get it done as quick as they can, but also correctly. So once you get the sample done and they ship the sample out, this is the biggest step about your brand. You want to check the sample first, make sure it's good, exactly how you want it. Exactly. Think about it. If I sell this product, will my customer be happy with this exact product right here? All right, so once you got your sample, there's 2 ways you can go about dropping. If you have the capital and the money for it, you can do pre-made. Pre-made is the safest way to drop anything, just honestly. Pre-made is where you have all the inventory that you're selling on hand before you even drop. So when they buy, they know it's coming. Next few days when you ship it out, you already have it in hand, nothing to worry about. The other option is pre-order. Now, a lot of people have different opinions on pre-orders. Some people feel like it's too risky, could hurt their brand. I'll tell y'all about my story. Or some people feel like it's a good thing when you don't have as much capital, but you still want to sell your product. You don't want to buy 10 pieces and sell all 10 right away and then have no product. All right, so that was pre-made. Now if you want to do pre-order, this is what you have to do. Remember when I told y'all to create the socials? This is where it comes into play. You take the sample, take pictures of the sample, show your customers, take videos of it, get on TikTok. TikTok is the best organic way to market your brand. It's free. You could blow up. It's free. It's not, you don't have to pay to get views, none of that. If you have a good product and you have good content, you'll be able to sell your product. So on TikTok, you want to make about, starting off, 3 to 10 videos a day. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it'll pay off. All right, so when you're marketing on TikTok, like I said, 3 to 10 videos a day. Just heavily market it. Make videos, show your face in the videos. Nobody wants to buy a product where they can't put a face to the name, face to the brand. They don't feel trustworthy without seeing a face. That's just how it goes. You don't want to buy a product where you're just seeing a video of somebody recording a tea the whole time. It's not going to work. So post on TikTok, get on Instagram, make a post, have your drop date set whenever you want to drop. I recommend having at least a good 2 weeks, full 2 weeks of promoting before you drop. So say you get the sample in on the 10th, I will wait until at least the 24th to drop. My favorite day to drop is a Friday night. The reason I say that is most people get paid on Fridays. They have more money to spend. The money's fresh in their account. They're more willing to buy your clothes then. So that's my key. All right, so once you're promoting for them 2 weeks, before anything you drop, you need to have a good site. So once you have your product, you could even do this before you have your product, but you want to sign up for Shopify. Shopify right now, they have 3 free months. Pay like $1 a month after that for a couple months, something like that. Me, I didn't get to do that back when I started my brand. They had no discounts. I have to pay like $40 a month for Shopify. So trust me, them bills can add up. Get on Shopify while it's free. Either it's not crazy hard to make a site. If you go on YouTube, you can find out how. There's also people on Instagram and stuff, Etsy, they'll make a site for you. But when you're really starting, a lot of people think they gotta have this crazy site with all this graphics on it. That's not really what you want. You want a site that's simple, easy for customers to buy your product when they don't want to be scrolling to try to find the product. Had a product right on the front page when they open it. So when you get that on Shopify, make your site, finish signing up for all the stuff. It's gonna ask for like address, it's probably gonna ask for your social security number, so you got to be 18 or have somebody that's 18 to do it. So once you get that, get your payout set up, get all that, your shipping rates and all that. That's basic stuff, easy on there. So after you have that and you're promoting for 2 weeks, when it's getting close to the drop date, I say about a week, not even a week. As soon as you get your site finished and how you want, put a password page on it and put email sign up. Email sign up is where they put the email in on the front page, and it'll add them to a list that you have on your Shopify or your Shopify apps, where you can send out emails marketing your stuff. You can email when you drop. It'll make a post for one post, and then it will send it to everybody on your list. But that's very key when you're dropping a pre-order, especially. Also, you want to sign up for SMS. You want to get an SMS list set up, because that is the best way, I'm telling you. Just like the email, they put their number in, it makes a list. Then whenever you send out, you can make a custom text message, yada yada, just dropping soon, here's a discount for new customers. It'll send it straight to their phones. You can time it when you want it to send, automatically send whatever you would like. All right, now that you're at drop day, on drop day, it's very key. You want to make sure you send your SMS out as soon as you drop. You want to open the site up when you drop. You have your stuff all set up on Shopify, your product, the price, everything. So once you have it, and you're dropping, you want to post on your Instagram, post on your TikTok that it's out now. All right, now that you dropped already, I still recommend still posting your product, promoting it, because that's just getting more eyes, more people to your brand. Once you also want to, that's a big thing, you want to be very clear when you're closing the site if it's a pre-order, because people are going to be like, oh, I can just get it tomorrow, I'll get it next week when I get paid. No, you tell them when it's ending. If they don't get it, they don't get it. That also creates hype for it and a demand. Alright, now that the pre-order is over, you're done dropping, that's when you close the site. When you close the site, what you do is you take all the list of the sizes of whatever you dropped and you send that to your manufacturer. You take the money from everything you earned on the site, and you go and take the money and you pay the manufacturer for it. What you do with the manufacturer, you don't want to pay all up front, because they're already going to have the money. They're not going to have anything to really work fast for, because they already have the money. You want to, most manufacturers will let you pay half in the beginning. When they finish production, that's when you pay the other half, they ship it out. Alright, now that your manufacturer has the money, they're in production, you also, oh, this is a big thing, you have to tell your customers how long the production is going to be and how long shipping is going to be on a pre-order. You can't just drop it and then think it's pre-made and then ship it out whenever. You can't do that. You're not going to have trust with your customers. They're likely not going to come back next drop. You don't want to do that. Alright, now that the manufacturer is working on it, say they get finished up, they ship it out to you, that's when you want to go on Shopify, print all your labels from all the people that bought, and that's when you want to pack your orders, get some poly mailers, pack them out, take them to the post office, send them out. That's a successful drop. I know that's just the basics of it. Now I'm gonna be making more videos on stuff like ads, site conversions, stuff like that, more in detail topics about having a clothing brand. This is just the basics. I hope y'all do good on y'all drop. Just stay consistent, be motivated. Trust me, it'll go a long way. You'll see a lot of growth in your brand, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Thank you for watching. All right.